The Kagepro 24, we're doing a Kagepro Iceberg today, let's go. If you don't know what an iceberg is, I mean, the meme's already sort of dead, but I want to use it for Kagepro. The iceberg meme is basically stuff that a lot of people know about a piece of media or something up at the top, and then you go lower and lower and lower, and it's stuff that's more and more obscure to the people. And since it's a Kagepro Iceberg, we're going to be doing it about the Kagerou project. Kagerou project is a multimedia series, but if I need to explain that to you, you're not exactly welcome here. I mean, this whole thing is an iceberg of stuff that's known to people that already know a lot of the ins and outs of Kagepro. So if you're a newbie, I'm sorry. Have fun being confused. Well, I should also mention that I made this iceberg myself, so, yeah. Screw you, cat. Screw you, cat is the very popular, very memed upon mistranslation that Crunchyroll did in Mikaku City Actors episode 4 at the very end. Hibiya throws himself in front of the truck to save Hiyori, and just as in the Kagerou Days music video, he says Zama Miruyo, which means serves you right. But I guess whoever was translating it at Crunchyroll didn't really pick up the memo, so they just kinda went, screw you, cat, since he was addressing the cat when saying this. So now everyone jokes around that Hibiya is needlessly antagonistic towards this stupid cat. Mary/Mary/Mary. In the western side of the Kagepro fandom, a lot of people can't exactly agree on how her name is supposed to be spelled, whether it's M-A-R-Y, M-A-R-R-Y, or M-A-R-I-E. People used to spell it M-A-R-Y all the time, then M-A-R-R-Y came along, and in the official light novels and manga, it's spelled M-A-R-I-E. Confusion ensues. Not Here Tsubomi-chan. Not Here Tsubomi-chan is probably the only running series across the Kagepro Anthology comics. It depicts Kido as a tiny little blob named Tsubomi-chan, and all the other characters as wacky caricatures of themselves. But it mostly focuses on Tsubomi just kind of vibing. The lore, if you will, behind Not Here Tsubomi-chan is that it's a shitty comic that Momo draws up to try to impress people. In reality, it's drawn by Ryusi, who later goes on to animate very popular Vocaloid songs. Haruka is not Konoha. This refers to the fact that back in the day, the fandom thought that Takane turned into Ene and Haruka turned into Konoha in the same way. But we learn later that Haruka actually becomes stuck in the Kagerou world and Konoha is sent out in place of him. Konoha has the memory of Haruka wanting to make friends, but technically Konoha is the snake itself that's being sent out into the real world in the form of Konoha. In a Days movie. The In a Days movie came out around 2018 and was more like an advertisement for 4D features in theaters. And while it's called a movie, it's actually around the length of an anime episode. It depicts the Mekakushidan going through the terrorist incident that starts the light novel and manga, except this time Konoha, Hibiya, and Hiyori are somehow added to the ensemble. It went about a year online without anyone translating it, so I kinda just took it upon myself to put subtitles on it, with the help of Dio Brand Flakes. And so now it's on my YouTube channel for anyone who wants to see it. Mekashishidan and Mekamekadan. These are both mispronunciations of Mekakushidan by Momo. One in the manga and one in the anime.
何その怪しい団体
The names Sairu, Yaki, Hibiya, and Kuroha. These names are all fan-made. Sairu refers to the snake that tricks Azami into making the Kagerou world and the main antagonist of the series in general. Yaki refers to the version of Ayano that sacrificed herself to become a snake power for Shintaro at the very end of the manga. Hibiya and Kuroha refer to Hibiya and Konoha respectively being possessed by Sairu, therefore being turned into sort of evil versions of themselves. Additional memory referencing Lost Time Memory and Ayano's happiness theory. As the name implies, the song Additional Memory makes reference to Lost Time Memory and Ayano's happiness theory in the first pre-chorus of the song. The reference to Lost Time Memory is Ayano and Shintaro being shown on the very same hill that they walked home on at the beginning of Lost Time Memory, and the reference to Ayano's happiness theory is in the tune of the song. Wanyanpu making official MVs. This is in reference to the fact that Wanyanpu made a fan-made video of Kagerou Days that got super popular amongst the fandom and ended up in Jin recruiting her to the group. And then she went on to make the official music videos for Kisaragi Attention, Sozo Forest, Otsuki Recital, and part of Konoha's State of World. Tomodachi no Uta. This is a pretty overlooked song sung by Momo Seiyu. It was released with Mikaku City Talkers. And I think that no one listens to it enough personally. It's very wholesome. I translated it. Sam Hour Time Record. It's a misspelling of Summertime Record. Jin tweeted about it, and for some reason it showed up on what I think is an official piece of merchandise. Very funny. Momo Clearasil commercial. Momo starred in a Clearasil commercial. It looks very cute. Momo Seiyu says some funny lines. I don't know, it exists? Sasha. Sasha is a special character made for Mikakushi watchers, which I don't think anyone has watched or Red, for the record. Haha. No, literally, like, no one knows anything about this girl. What the fuck? Who is she? Fireworks and Summer Ends Meaning. This is a song that was released on the Mikako City Reload album. If you listen to it and read the translation just by itself, you'll think, oh, this is a pretty sad song. But if you've read the very last Kagepro novel, Summertime Reload, then you'll know what this song actually means in context. Don't hit me up, I'm gonna be crying over this song. Fandom realizing the anime is not a one-to-one adaptation. Way back when Mikako City Actors aired, everyone, including myself, thought that this was gonna be a one-to-one adaptation of the manga or light novel, or maybe both. And as such, when the anime kinda just barreled on assuming that people would know the context to everything, some people weren't happy with it, including myself. But that's the thing, this anime is not meant for newbies. It's another route of Kagepro. And as time progressed and the manga and light novel started to diverge from each other, people realized that nothing was a one-to-one adaptation of the other. Every single piece of Kagepro media is its own route. And as such, it's easier to revisit the anime with that in mind. Wish-based power theory. This is a very popular theory in the fandom, wherein everyone assumes that the powers that the characters get are based off of the wishes that they make. For example, younger Kido doesn't want to be acknowledged by other people because of her social awkwardness and literally says, "I wish I'd just disappear." Younger Seto wished to understand the minds of the people that picked on him all the time, younger Kano wished to hide the scars and bruises on his arms, younger Momo wished for more recognition, etc, etc. Kagerou world theory. This is a theory that I made. It basically assumes that the Kagerou world kind of shifts itself to becoming what the person that's in it is scared of most. Kagerou Day's cat theory. This is another theory that I made. This theory is basically that Kano, disguised as a cat, causes the first accident that sends Hibi and Hiyori to the Kagerou world in the first place. But since the cat itself didn't actually get hurt in the initial accident in the real world, it doesn't get taken to the Kagerou world. Tying back into the Kagerou world representing what the characters fear most, because in the light novels we specifically see Hibiya being very unnerved by that cat. And as such, I believe that Kano could have been the cat in the real world, but in the Kagerou world, it's just a placeholder. Headphone actor dream theory. Anyways, final entry on this iceberg is Kagepro musical. There is a musical made about Kagepro. Did you know that? It's pretty cool. It was a fan-made Kagepro musical held at the Kagerou Project Only event that was held in Thailand, I think. The entire Kagerou Project Only event is documented on their official YouTube channel. It was a convention for entirely Kagepro things. It involved the musical in question, which is very nice, had very cute choreography and cosplay, and I very much liked it. It had fan dubbing over a little anime-ish thing made for it. It had fan dubbing over some comics, and it was just a big ol' event where a whole bunch of Kagerou fans came together and just loved the series. Try looking at this and not crying. Like, try looking at all these Kagerou fans just together. Look at them. Try not to cry. Just... Where the fuck was I when this happened? Come on! Anyways, that's the end of this Kagepro iceberg. It doesn't have the best grasp on what everyone knows the most and what everyone knows the least, but honestly, do any iceberg memes know what people know? Wow, that's a bit mean-spirited. Happy August 15th.